Howdy, my name is John. This is my first video, so let me apologize right now that the quality of this video probably isn't going to be very good. If I decide that I want to continue to do this, I'll invest in better equipment, but for now, just sorry about the quality. Today, I'm going to do the Newbie BookTube Tag. And the first question is, why did I start this channel? Well, for the past few years, I've been kind of rereading all of the books that I loved when I was younger. And a few months ago, I decided to reread the first three books of the Dragonlance Chronicles. And he had a copy of it, and he decided that he wanted to read it too. And so we kind of read it together and talked about it. So, I enjoyed that. And then I was talking to an uncle of mine, and we got to talking about another book that I had read in high school and that he had the complete series to, and he loaned it to me, so I was able to reread it. And we talked about the book, and so and I enjoyed that. And then a few months ago, I did a YouTube search on one of my favorite all-time series, and that's how I kind of discovered BookTube. So, I really just want to find a group of people to talk about the books that I'm reading and kind of explore my own thoughts about those books as well. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that I will bring to BookTube? Well, I don't know really how to answer this because I've certainly not explored all that there is in BookTube, so I don't know what is going to be unique or fun. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of people that are my age doing this, and so I have watched a few of Mike's books reviewed. He's a little bit younger than I am, so he's really one of the few that's roughly the same age as I am, and so there's a lot of books that I've read over the years that I've not seen covered, and so I'd like to the people that are my age, I'd like to help them on a trip down memory lane and remember that they used to enjoy those books, and to the kids, those in their 20s. I'd like to introduce them to some of my favorites. Question number 3 is, what am I most excited about for this new channel? Well, again, as I explore the books that I've read in my past, I'm excited to reread those books. A lot of these books I've not read in 15, 20 years. And I'm excited to reread those books and then share what my thoughts are about them. And I really enjoy hearing and reading and exploring other people's opinions on those books, and just kind of having the opportunity to sit down and talk about them. Question number 4 is, why do I enjoy reading? Part of it is just it's fun to explore new worlds, and it's fun to get lost in a world and kind of forget about your own life for a while. Just be so focused on a book that the rest of the world kind of disappears, and that for that moment of time you're visiting another world and watching other people's lives, and kind of exploring that world. I also enjoy learning new things. And question number 5 is, what book or series got me into reading? Now, I've I've been reading really as long as I can remember. So, I don't remember, uh, like the very first book I started reading, but there are a few series of books that were really influential to me. The first one is Encyclopedia Brown. Started reading this when I was in elementary school. It it really, I really enjoyed these series. I remember going to the library and checking them out. And along the line, I was able to convince my parents to buy me a few of them. The next series I started to read, again following in the mystery, was The Three Investigators. This is one of the later books in the series, but it's one of only a couple that I had because most of these, again, I got from the library. Really enjoyed reading them. The next series is the one that got me into fantasy. And when I was in the 8th grade, someone donated a copy of this book, Ogre, which is the 5th book of the Xanth series. Um, and I checked it out and really enjoyed it. That got me into reading fantasy. I read a lot of Piers Anthony throughout my junior high and high school years, and that wound up opening up the world to a lot of kind of fantasy uh, and and science fiction. And those are the three series that really really accelerated my love of reading and opened up that world to me. Question number 6 is, what questions would I ask to my favorite YouTubers? Really, the only thing I can think of is, I'd ask them to read my favorite books, and I want to hear what their opinions of them are. And fortunately, if you have stood the test of time, and like The Stand by Stephen King, there's a lot of people who still enjoy that series, uh, or sorry, that novel. Um, so it's I here again, but there's also a lot of books that don't really seem to be talked about anymore, or at least that I've seen. So I really just ask them to read my favorites and tell me what they think. So we'll see how that goes. Question number 7 is, what challenges do I think will be the hardest to overcome? I think the biggest challenge for me personally is getting the thoughts that are kind of in my head and getting them to come out my mouth. That just seems to be one of my hardest challenges overall anyway. So, and really another reason why I started this is just to kind of help me, formulate my thoughts and get them and to verbalize them and to kind of get better at it. Question number 8 is, when did I start reading? And again, I kind of answered that earlier, but I've been reading as early as I can remember. Question number 9 is, where do I read? Well, I do read a lot in my bedroom, especially I try to read a little bit before I go to bed. I also enjoy reading in my dining room. That side of the house is on the south side, so during the day I get a lot of good natural light to read by. I also like to read on my sofa in the family room. And then when I can, I enjoy reading outside too. It's really nice just to kind of get outside and feel the sun and the wind. All right, question number 10 is, what kind of books do I like to read? Well, as far as fiction, I like science fiction and fantasy, as I've mentioned before. I enjoy reading a lot of history books. I'm an engineer, so I also enjoy reading books about science and technology. And that is the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I apologize for the quality, but you got to start somewhere. So you all have a good rest of the day, and I look forward to talking to you more. Bye.